Hi, our names are Mu and Harry. In case you don't know, we are young lovers of Oriental works. Together with us you can learn the plot of manga, manhwa and of course manhwa. We spend a lot of time to create videos, so don't forget to be active. Let's get started. The main character named Jin Yu is the adopted daughter of the Mu family. Also, the young girl has an older sister named Seiyu Ro, who is their parents' own daughter. All her life, Jin Yu has been bullied by her own sister. Unfortunately, her adoptive parents took advantage of the protagonist in every possible way and tried to kick her out of the house in every possible way. When the day of Seiyu Ro's wedding to her fiancé named Luo Yang arrived, many guests were invited to the celebration. The young girl called her parents and foster sister to say a wish to the newlyweds. There is a strong sense of tension and hatred for each other between the sisters. The protagonist was forced to congratulate the young couple and drink some wine. Right after that, Jin Yu notices that her parents are constantly watching her. The girl thinks it's strange and realizes that her parents don't trust her. She is about to leave the wedding ceremony, so as not to aggravate the situation and not to see her happy sister. The main character's mother stops the girl and rudely asserts that she is obliged to stay at the celebration. Jin Yu feels very sick and dizzy. She realizes that her parents put a narcotic substance in her wine glass to let the young girl's guard down. The main character keeps trying to run away from her mom, but the woman hits her daughter. She claims that she wants Jin Yu to sleep with the director of a real estate company named Du. The woman's mother says that the protagonist needs to get close to the family of a rich man and use him to improve the Mu family's company. Jin Yu realizes that her mother once again wants to take advantage of the young girl for her own selfish purposes. She is shocked when she realizes that Du is the same age as the protagonist's father. Jin Yu pushes her mom away from her and runs away to make sure no one touches her. The pretty girl runs into the first room she meets on her way. The protagonist realizes that there is someone in the room. The girl apologizes, but a handsome man named Lu comes out of the shower room. Suddenly, Jin Yu stumbles and falls on a young boy. The protagonist starts to ask for forgiveness again, but the man thinks that she did it on purpose and decides to take this chance. At this moment, Lu passionately kisses the protagonist and pushes the beauty on the bed. The next day, Jin Yu regains consciousness in bed with a handsome man who is still asleep. Suddenly, the protagonist hears heavy knocks on the door. The young girl realizes that her mother is still looking for her. Jin decides to get dressed and leave the room to make a quick getaway, but Lu wakes up and stops the hottie. The man realizes that the girl is in trouble and offers his help, for which he will have to pay with a kiss. In the end, the protagonist decides to kiss the young man and does it quickly and unemotionally. Lu scoffs at the beauty, but still fulfills his promise. An influential man makes a phone call and orders his subordinates to deal with the people who want to break into his room. Immediately afterward, Lu kisses his new lover passionately. In the evening of the same day, the protagonist left the man while he was sleeping. Jin Yu was forced to go to her best friend named Yu. The main character started crying and complaining to her significant other. The young girl supports Jin Yu in every way possible, but she faints. Yu discovers that her friend has a high fever. The main character's friend hears a knock on the front door. The girl decides to check who decided to come to her deep in the night. Turns out it was the handsome Lu with a large squad of professional guards. Yu is perplexed when she sees a handsome man who is surrounded by guards. The man asks to call Jin Yu to see the beautiful woman, but Yu is upset with Lu and tells him that the protagonist is very sick. The man in love begins to ignore his lover's friend and enters Yu's apartment. He finds his favorite girl and takes her in his arms. A conflict begins between Lu and the protagonist's friend, but in the end, the man decides to quickly take Jin Yu to the hospital so that qualified doctors can help the ailing beauty. Upon arrival at a private hospital, Lu is greeted by doctors who respectfully greet the young man. An influential and young businessman orders the doctor to examine the protagonist. The girl reports that Jin Yu has a common fever. The girl needs to take medicine and get some sleep, after which she will come to normal. The next morning, the protagonist regains consciousness and realizes that she is in the hospital. The girl feels someone holding her hand and sees that it is Luo Yang doing so. The man claims that he was very worried about the young girl after learning that she was hospitalized. It turns out that Jin Yu and Luo Yang were in a loving relationship when they were in university, but Seiyu Ro was able to seduce the young man and steal him away from his adopted sister. A man hugs the protagonist tightly and confesses his love. Yu enters the room and pushes the insolent man aside. The young girl defends her beloved friend and orders Luo Yang to leave. At that moment, Seiyu Ro appears. Meanwhile, Lu is working in a private office and his security guard reminds his boss about Jin Yu. The young man decides to go to the hospital immediately to visit his beloved. The protagonist's sister behaves selfishly and hypocritically and then leaves with her husband. When Jin Yu is alone with Yu, the girl's friend informs her that she was taken to the hospital by a powerful and handsome man named Lu. The girl also revealed that the businessman sat for a very long time but was forced to leave. Despite the fact that Lu may come back for the protagonist, Jin Yu decides to leave the hospital to avoid meeting Luo Yang. After a while, Lu arrives at the hospital, but to his dismay he learns that Jin Yu has left the nursing station. At this time, Luo Yang and Seiyu Ro are in the car and discuss what happened. In the end, the girl calms down her husband and states that she needs to take away everything that is dear to the main character. The next day, Jin Yu returns to her foster family's estate. At a family dinner, the girl's mother informs her that it is time for her to get married. The woman claims that she managed to find a worthy young husband for her daughter, who is a famous professor. It turns out that the main character's mother is again trying to control her for her own selfish purposes. An argument breaks out between family members and the mother accuses the young girl of damaging her family's authority after she refuses to sleep with an older man. The protagonist becomes enraged and claims that she refuses to be a member of the Mu family after her parents act. Jin Yu decides to pack his things and leave home. The next day, the protagonist went to her job. It turns out that the beauty works in the company Luo Yang, and upon arrival at the main office, all colleagues Jin Yu began to discuss her. Employees of the company think that the protagonist is trying to seduce her sister's husband. An employee of the organization named Yen approaches the young girl and tries to calm her down. It turns out that she is a friend of the protagonist who has always supported her. Yen claims that she would follow Jin Yu to any other company, but the beauty says that she has no intention of leaving Luo's organization. It turns out that the protagonist plans to take revenge on her sister and tell everyone the truth that Seiyu Ro once seduced Luo Yang and stole him away from Yu. At night of the same day, the young girl contacts a professional hacker and asks him to find important information about her sister in order to take revenge on her. At this time, Lu and his rich and successful friends are relaxing at an upscale bar. The guys notice that the man is in a bad mood and decide to help him solve the problems that are bothering him. Lu asks him to tell him how to properly court girls. After these words, all his friends are shocked because the main character has never been interested in girls. The guys advise the man to use his beauty to attract Jin Yu. The next day, the protagonist comes to Luo Yang's office again. The young girl expects that the hacker managed to find information that could possibly be used against Seiyu Ro. Yen informs her best friend about the news, which shocks everyone. It turns out that the hacker deleted an article that insulted the main character and wrote a new one with a video proving that Seiyu leads a promiscuous lifestyle. The sister of the protagonist learns about Yu's behavior and becomes furious. She also realizes that the account from which the intimate video of her was posted was hacked by a professional hacker. Seiyu wants to take revenge on her half-sister and decides to call her husband's mother to tell her what happened. In the end, the girl deceives the older woman and she allows the brash Ro to fire those who spread false rumors about her. When the protagonist learns about what her sister has done, she decides, along with her friends, to quit Luo Yang's company and find another job. After a while, Jin Yu goes to her sister, who is her boss, and gives her own resignation letter. Seiyu Ro tears up the statement and says it will be hard to leave her husband's company. The protagonist's sister orders her to attend an important meeting that will take place soon, and promises that afterward she will fire her foster sister without scandal. After some time, the protagonist comes to a place where an important meeting is to take place. The beautiful girl realizes that Seiyu brought her on a date with an influential and elderly man named Chen. It turns out that the businessman liked to be surrounded by young and beautiful ladies, which is why he was often surrounded by girls. During the course of the evening, Seiyu orders Yu to make a toast to get the attention of the business gentleman. In the end, the cheeky girl succeeds in doing what she set out to do, and Chen invites the protagonist to sit closer to him. The main character was forced to drink alcoholic beverages and tolerate the antics of an old man who molested her in every possible way. Having drunk 3 glasses of alcoholic beverage, Jin Yu feels a strong indisposition after drinking alcohol. The girl decides to leave the establishment and escape from the old pervert, but unfortunately, at the exit from the restaurant, the beauty is met by Chen's subordinates. Yu decides to go into the restroom to calm down a bit and come to his senses. Suddenly, in the restroom, the drunken protagonist meets Lu. At first the young man doesn't recognize his beloved, but after a few seconds he realizes that this is his favorite girl, whom he couldn't find for a long time. Lu realizes that the beauty is heavily intoxicated and decides to take her away from the cafe so that the girl can rest. The beautiful man's subordinates manage to kill Chen's bandits and free the girl. The leader of the guards, Lu, tries to find out from the bullies why they were following Jin Yu. After a short beating, one of them decides to tell about his boss and his company. After a while, Chen finds out that all the guys he hired are missing along with a hottie who went to the bathroom. Seiyu hears this news and becomes furious. Chen orders compensation after the banquet because things didn't go as they agreed and the old man couldn't sleep with Yu. Suddenly, the pervert grabs a young girl and claims he will use her body. Meanwhile, Lu and Jin Yu arrive at the villa of a young businessman. The pretty girl passed out and the guy realized that he has to change the drunken lover. In the end, Lu manages to do it and goes to bed with his lover. The next morning, Yu regains consciousness and realizes she is wearing men's clothes. The girl thinks Chen has managed to capture her and sleep with her, but Lu reassures her lover. The young man gets out of bed and goes to have breakfast and also invites the girl to go with him, after she puts on different clothes. When the guy left the room, Lu's personal housekeeper came in and helped the protagonist to choose an outfit and make a perfect makeup. After a while, the beauty came down to the businessman and the man was amazed by her beauty. Yu started to remember what had happened to her and began to apologize to Lu. The couple begins to have a small conflict over the fact that the guy personally changed the main character's clothes when she was unconscious. Jin Yu wants to leave, but the man stops his lover and states that she needs to eat breakfast. The main character continues to be angry at the guy, but still decides to eat with him at the same table. This is such a fantastic plot created by Asian authors. If you didn't like it, I will accept any criticism or advice from you in the comments below this video. Thank you for watching and I sincerely suggest you check out the other videos on the Kahai Mu channel. Bye everyone.